event. So anyways, we're going to enjoy our lunch while Grace Delaney does our philosophy of success. Is Grace on yet, Eric?
Yeah, she's here.
All righty. Well, before we get Grace going here, I want to just introduce her. You know, Grace is our senior partners with New Skin Enterprise, and she is an incredible philosophy of success. In fact, she has done some amazing audio tapes that I used at the beginning of my New Skin journey that really helped me to understand our business and to actually grow in New Skin. So I just before, you know, I think this is one of the first time Grace has come onto our call. So I just want to say thank you so much, Grace, for coming on. You've been a great inspiration to me, and you've been, and to Rose, and also thank you for bringing Eileen into the business, because without that, of course, we would not be here. And I just want to introduce, so Grace built her New Skin business quite early, actually, in front of Eileen. And then while Eileen was Lapis for 12 years, Grace was building. And during that time, she decided to have children late in life. And she did. I mean, you can tell the rest of the story. I don't know what age that was, but it was late in life. And so she decided to retire, and she did. She retired and took care of her beautiful kids. But you know what? The kids are growing up. And the timing is good right now. So I wanted her to share why she's coming back to New Skin, why she's building again after retiring for, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, I forget. And during that time, I was building my business. So anyway, thank you for coming back, and thank you for coming on to our call. Grace Delaney, our team elite, 4-star platinum, $10 million circle we used to say, but now we say Circle of Excellence 3. And we love you. Thank you so much. Global leader for New Skin with all of the Latin American market under this one right here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys are making me hungry. Looking at this yummy meal you're preparing there.
This is what we do every Monday. We have our lunch with the philosophy of success.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for such a nice introduction, Alan and Rose. You guys are just amazing. You inspire me all the time. And my story, you know, we tell stories because in this business, there's so much data, but at the end of the day, we know that statistics tell and stories sell. And at the end of the day, what you're going to remember is people's stories. And in the beginning, when you're new in the business, and this happened for me 30 years ago, we don't have a story yet. So I told the story of my senior partners. I told all the stories of the successful leaders that I witnessed. Some you may relate to and some you may not relate to, but I guarantee that as you build your team, there are going to be people on your team that need to hear a variety of stories, something that they can relate to. So maybe something I tell you today will touch your heart, or it's a story that you can share with your prospects or with your team as you're building, and that you'll remember it. And everyone's story is unique, but there are a lot of common threads that you'll see with the people who succeed in this business. There's a lot of persistence, a lot of hard work, and so forth. But right now, it's such a fun time in the business, and how incredible that we have the gift of having a business that's digital in nature in a time when that is required for any business to have success. So we're so well positioned for this crazy era that we're in this year of 2020. Who knew it would play out like this? But we're so thankful that we have the tools and the business platform that we can continue to actually have our biggest months. As Ellen shared, I've been in the business a long time. My 30th anniversary, 30th, and I know some of you probably aren't even 30 yet, but 30 years ago, in June of 1990, I was introduced to Nu Skin. And like a lot of people, I wasn't out looking for Nu Skin. I wasn't out looking for a direct sales opportunity. It came to me, and that seems to happen to most of us. And maybe you're receptive at first, maybe people resist at first, they need to continue to hear information until it resonates, or the timing has to be right. For me, I had a little preschool I was running out of my home in Del Mar. I was trying to figure out how to be home with my children, who at that time were, I think, 5 and 7, my oldest kids. Like I said, I was a single mom, so being there, being the person they saw when they got home from school was important. And back in 1990, there weren't a lot of home-based businesses. There wasn't technology. My phone was still connected to the wall. You know, that's how non-technical life was. And so you had to figure out a way to be home without a lot of options. And so I started this little preschool at my home in Del Mar. I had a great business. I'm an entrepreneur by nature, I guess. I hadn't gotten my college degree, so I kind of had told myself this story that I was never going to have a real job, meaning like a corporate job. And I kind of laugh now because for 30 years I've been rescuing people from real jobs, including my best friend Eileen Williams, who did have a real job in corporate at the time. But I started this little preschool at my home so I could be home with my kids. I had 12, 2, and 3-year-olds at my home every day. I ran it like a real business. I had a great income. But about 4 years into it, I really needed a vacation. Like, I had not traveled, I hadn't left. My income was so tied to me. I was my business. So if I wasn't there, I wasn't going to make money. I wasn't going to have an income. So I took a 2-week trip to Australia, and I had a 2-year-old 18-hour flight. But I had a defining moment on the way back from that trip, and I thought, what happened to that dream I had about having an international business? I love to travel. I love to experience cultures internationally. And so that had kind of been my dream, but I'd left college, got married, had kids, tracks of life, if you will. And I sort of that dream. I made a commitment to myself, a defining moment. I'm going to do business between the US and Australia. And what you know, when you make a decision like that in your head and you commit and it happens, things start to show up in life. And God placed this business in my hands through a neighbor. And that neighbor did not stay in the business. That decision has cost her literally tens of millions. But she was, I'm forever grateful to her. She was the bridge that brought me to Nu Skin. And I was not a numbers person, but when I saw this compensation plan, as we call it Velocity now, it was a little different back then, but the truth was, the reality of it was the same. I got very clear immediately that I needed to become a leader and I needed to find leaders. So that's how I set out from day one in the business. I looked for people like me who were business minded, who are entrepreneurial, who would see the big picture of this business. So I never let in with the products as we do today with our social media, but I let in with the business, top down, flat out, balls out from the get-go. And I had really great early success. I was able to get to Ruby pretty quickly. Part-time, I think my 3rd month in the business, I did about 32,000 in volume in my circle. So I got it, I saw it, I worked with my upline, who were the Tillotson family, Nathan Ricks. So I really was clear about where I was going with this and what I needed to do. So that was my focus, building leader myself, and then finding other leaders. And I'm just seeing a question. Somebody's asking if we're going to translate this to Spanish. Was I supposed to be talking slowly and having this translated, Alan?
No, it is being translated. You're fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So it's simultaneous. Okay, perfect. So, so I got to work quickly. We had something happen then in the US. And I tell this story just because it's a good example of who this company is that we're aligned with. The company grew from 50 million to 500 million between 1989 and 90. So this explosive growth. And so what happened is the regulators started to look at the company. And we were not just looked at quietly behind the scenes. The media got a hold of it, and like they tend to do, they sensationalized it. And we had a really rough time. Not in terms of the regulators. We came out smelling like a rose as a company and used as the golden standard in the direct sales industry. But the media tried us. They tried us on the front page of the Newsweek. We were in Time Magazine. It was in the Wall Street Journal. There were TV shows. I mean, it was Nightline. And it was looking at whether or not we were a pyramid. And it was a rough time for us. We had to defend the very nature of our business. Now, like I said, the attorney generals, they came out, you know, after the investigation and due diligence, and they said, this is a company that is the gold standard in the industry. But for me personally, new in the business, a new Ruby, I was devastated. At the end of it all, the only executive left on my team was Eileen Williams. So all my other executives quit, my several levels of upline quit, and it was devastating. And so what we did though, the company, we said, if the company's here, we're here. And the company went on to open Hong Kong and Taiwan to build a high rise. They just moved forward with their goals and dreams. So we knew that this company was going to be here for the long term and that we could stake our life on our involvement and alignment with this company. So we went international, and we built internationally probably for the next 20 years, to be honest. And so it was almost considered an Asian company at one point because the growth was in these Asian markets. In the meantime, we opened up Mexico in 1994. But I don't know, God wanted me to get a thick skin. After having my first Blue Diamond come into the business and building a huge team in Mexico, the peso devalued. And so it was like, again, this growth and then this settling down. And, you know, I lost a lot of my team there to that situation. But guess what happened? Out of that, there were executives left who ultimately led me to Mario and Letty, who are the first team elites in all of Latin America. And now on that team, it's one of our huge leadership teams. We have probably 50 Blue Diamonds and team elites. So just understanding that there will be peaks and valleys in the business. There will be a settling nature. You will grow and then things will settle in. You'll grow again, things will settle in. But what I love about this opportunity is that there is always a new growth window, a new opportunity window to participate in. So when the company opened internationally, each one of those countries that opens becomes an opportunity window. Under the Mexico leadership team, we also have built tremendously in Argentina, in Peru, in Chile, in opportunity windows that came back and opened here in the US with our biophotonic scanner. That's when Alan's team began to grow and develop into this huge monster team that it is now, this beautiful leadership team. And so each window where the company offered an opportunity with technology, with new products, with new devices, with new countries, each opportunity window gives you an opportunity to get market share. For me personally, about probably 2 years before Alan joined the business, my husband came into the team. He wasn't my husband then. He joined my team, And he joined because of launching this whole technology window. And that appealed to him. So Kirk joined my team. He likes to say the fastest way to get from lapis to blue diamond is to marry her. So he did that, and he became my partner in the business. And then, like Alan said, we were blessed with 2 children. He'd never been married, no children, 11 years younger. I'm one of the original cougars, I think. But I was able to be blessed with another 2 children at 42 and 47. So my boys, Kirk and Jack, our youngest, they just took Emma, who these are my new skin babies, literally. They just took off to take her to her sophomore year of college. So I look at my entire personal life, and New Skin is responsible for literally bringing me the man I'm married to now and these 2 babies who are now teenagers. So the dramatic difference that this business can make in your life, it literally changed my stars. And so, yes, I retired for some time after my little ones were born. I said, you know what? God gave me these children late in life. He gave me an opportunity to have time with them and to be a mom, something I hadn't just been able to focus on with my older kids. So I took time, but the beautiful nature of this business is during that time period, a few years into it, the company launched our galvanic spa, and I brought a girlfriend into the business that I knew through our kids. She went on to introduce us to a lot of our leadership team in Argentina. A third leadership team I'm talking about here is under Pam Marino. And so even though I was retired, I never stopped talking about the business and bringing people into the business. And so you can't really retire. When you get into New Skin and New Skin gets into you, it's a relationship that goes on despite what kind of energy you're putting into it. Because here I didn't think I was putting any energy into it, yet out of that time period came a whole new leadership team of team elites under Pam in Argentina. So it's extraordinary what happens. And then, of course, in the last few years with this refocusing on the US market, and we literally kind of coined the phrase, we're going to launch America. And just speaking into that phrase of launching America, that's what's happened through our social media. And then Eileen and I getting committed to having 50 new blue diamonds last year, which we did, which brought us to 4-star platinum. Again this year, 50 new blue diamonds by September. And it's just happening. And it's like once you speak those things and you have this intention, everything shows up to make it possible. We didn't create this social media phenomenon. It was actually developed by girls in the UK, but the timing was perfect. And I look at it now, and my 19-year-old daughter that just went off to college, she became an executive in 6 weeks, a brand rep in 6 weeks, just because of social media. So she came home from college. She had to because of the pandemic. She couldn't work at the job she's had in the store here before she went to college. So I said, let's do New Skin together. She started posting on these products that have gone viral. She made more money in a few weeks' time than she did in an entire semester working in college, getting up early to manage the volleyball team. And she became a brand rep. And so she fell in love with what New Skin can do for her. And it's just a fun time in the business, I think, too, because what we're able to do right now and what I witness is all these young moms who are about the same age that I was when I started the business at age 32. And I look at what we can offer them, especially at a time when now moms and dads are trying to figure out, how am I going to stay home? How am I going to work from home? My kids can't go to school. My whole world is in an upheaval. But we have this beacon of hope that we can hang out here and offer to people. and they can build in a whole new way. They can build in a way that is far different than the way we built, which really did require us in a big way to be out there and in front of people and meeting with people face to face, which we still love to do, but we can't do in many cases. We can't have big meetings in hotels. We can't travel in the same way that we could, and we can't meet face to face with a lot of people in the way that we would before. But the beauty of this whole new way of doing business is, with one post, we can now be in front of thousands of people and share our business and share our products in a way that wasn't even possible when we were doing it the old way. So embracing change, embracing new ways of doing things, embracing new possibilities is what Nu Skin's all about. And then that the company stands in partnership with us to make this possible and to offer us the back end, the behind the scenes support that a company provides, that even though we're selling out of products because we're so powerful in our ability to share these products through social media, but the company just keeps pace with us and keeps making new things happen. And we're just blessed. I look at this and I think, you know, what about those people who've got a storefront that they can't open because of COVID restrictions? What if they had a storefront in Beirut that got blown up by what happened? What if they have no ability to conduct business in a way that our business enables us to diversify geographically? It allows us to be almost pandemic proof. It's crazy to say, but our best months in 30 years have taken place. I'm not talking about best in like a little bit better. I'm talking about explosively better, like doubling and tripling our volumes and our income since the pandemic started. So if you're thinking, you know, I don't know if we could do it right now because of everything that's happening, now is the best possible time that you could be involved with Nu Skin. This window right here, who knows how long it's going to last, but whatever participation you take in this window, whatever slice of market share you get in this window right now, it's going to set you up for the rest of your life. So whatever market share you get here, as markets grow and countries grow and your team grows and product offerings are brought to you and new technologies are brought to you, the foundation that you're building right now, the piece of the pie, if you will, as the pie gets bigger and bigger, your slice just grows exponentially. And that's what we witness as leaders who've been in the business a long time, but that's what you're going to witness as well. So I just want to leave you with some marching orders, if you will. Do not let the grass grow under your feet. Stay grounded, stay clear about what your intentions are, but be in massive action. And just know that like you, like each one of us, somebody had to bring us this business. People don't know how to go out and find the magic that we have in our business platform. They need somebody to introduce them to it. And the truth is, there are so many people interconnected on social media that everyone that you know is going to be introduced to this business by someone at some point. So that's the sense of urgency that you want to have right now. And I know that when I'm in action with this business, that's the feeling that still comes up for me even 30 years later. I'm like, I got to get to these people before somebody else does. And that's really the way that you want to look at this. Like, you have a circle of influence that you know, and then there are the people that you know and who they know and who they know. And the beauty of our social media platform is that you're connected to everyone in the world through these circles of influence. And if you don't talk to people and share this opportunity and let people know what you're doing and be out there in action, someone else is going to reach those people from one of those circles of influence. So you're not going to be wanting to sit on the sidelines and say, darn it, why didn't I put up a post? Why didn't I let people know I was doing this? Why didn't I share about these products? Now they're on someone else's team. And you want to have that sense of urgency that if I don't open my mouth, if I don't share this incredible opportunity and these extraordinary products, someone else is going to share them. That's how in action people are. And especially right now in the Americas, it's our time. We're seeing Latin America explode. We're seeing the United States of America explode. We're seeing Canada explode. And it's our time. And it's people that are in the same place that I know I was 30 years ago, trying to be a good parent, trying to stay home and be home with your kids and be there for them, but still have an opportunity to make income. And I think the beauty of all this is that even when you take time off to be with family, whether it's a day or a week or a month or a year, if you have set yourself up in this business and you've developed a team, that income is going to recur. It's going to keep coming in over and over and over. And that's what makes us different. The ability to create an income that doesn't just depend on you enables you to pull yourself out of the equation of creating your wealth. At this point, it's not even like I'm in the driver's seat anymore creating my wealth. I'm like in the back of the limousine because I can't stop the growth of the wealth that's created. And more importantly, it's not even about that anymore. People say, why are you still getting on calls? Why are you still coaching people? Why are you still building? People probably say that to you, Alan and Rose, too. We are, because if our senior partners had just stepped back, we wouldn't be mentored and coached and trained to do what we've done in this business. And it's now not about us anymore. It's about us paying it forward. It's about us seeing the success in our leaders that we've developed magnified. We want you to all be more successful than we are. And we know you can be, because what's happening right now is we're seeing people create in like a year what took us 5 years to do. We're seeing people become Blue Diamonds and Team Elites in 2 and 3 years. That was a long-term prospect before. But because you can reach people so quickly, you can get in front of people so fast, you can leverage through this technology and social media, you can build at a faster pace. And we know millennials don't have the patience maybe or the stamina to take this long-term approach to the business. We know we have to show people how to be successful quickly, how to make money quickly. And we can show you how to do that right now with our simple systems. So don't hesitate. Just jump in. You can't make mistakes. You can only grow and do things better. There's no way of doing this business incorrectly. Seriously, especially with posting. It's just about throwing up posts, getting in front of people, sharing from an authentic place who you are, what you have, the products that the company offers, but more importantly, this extraordinary lifestyle. I'm up here on my beautiful ranch. We bought a ranch in Utah. We have made extraordinary new friends, just taking a leap of faith and building a whole new lifestyle because we have the freedom to do that. And I think people are now seeing with this pandemic that you don't have to be tied to a geographic location. You have the flexibility to live and work and play anywhere you want. And this vehicle offers you the ability to do that. And then one last thought, at the end of the day, it's not even about making money, it's about making a difference. And I know this is so important to Rose and Alan, and it's important to me. And the ability that I've had to create a nonprofit foundation, to build a maternity home in San Diego, my old hometown, where women come in crisis pregnancies and have shelter and support and mentoring. Over the last 8 years, we've helped hundreds of women. That in and of itself would not have happened if it hadn't been for Nu Skin. And I'm going to get choked up now, but the reality is the tools, the ability to share a vision in the way that Nu Skin taught me to do through sharing the vision of our business opportunity enabled me to share the vision that I had for a nonprofit foundation that has been able to raise millions of dollars of donor money, because I can have the great ability to paint a vision for what I see as possible, and then to take action on that vision. And I don't think that I would have been able to do that, to give back in this way to my community, to my country, to the world, to women, if I hadn't had this opportunity of Nu Skin that has taught me so much about how to speak passionately, how to paint the vision, how to be authentic, how to share goals, how to just go through walls and to see something as possible and then to just make it happen. So know too that just on a bigger level beyond the business, you have an opportunity through what you'll learn by being mentored by the greats in this business. You'll have an opportunity to not just make money, but to actually make a difference in the world. And I think at the end of the day, we all know that when we die, there's no hearse that has luggage racks on the top. We can't take it with us. All we can do is leave it behind us, leave a legacy behind us. And this business also offers you that opportunity. So I want to thank you for asking me to be on this and to share with you today. I hope my stories had an impact in some way, but if little old me that never had a college degree, that didn't have a business background, but had a fire in my belly and a work ethic and a big dream in my heart, if I can do this, every one of you can too, because I'm sure you're far more talented, have far more to offer than I did, but just be coachable, jump in with 2 feet, be passionate, and just share this incredible opportunity and products with love and authenticity. Thanks for having me, everybody. Have a wonderful, beautiful day, and let's do this.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Grace.
Wow. What? I mean, you know, we call this the Philosophy of Success Luncheon. So we're out here having our lunch under the avocado tree. And this is the way we roll in our business. I mean, really, it's a remarkable business. I cannot tell you, I've been enjoying, you know, actually nobody could even imagine that I would enjoy staying at home. Because, you know, great.
I'm proud of you, Alan.
I've been 100 times to Colombia. I've been to Chile like 27 times and Vietnam 27 times. But Rose is totally aligned with you on doing things for women and helping the world. And maybe she just has a question or just a comment.
Sure.
Well, you know, Grace, thank you so much. And I am so inspired. Every time I hear you, and it draws something out of me. And I'm going to get all choked up. So grateful for you, for all the leaders. You know, like you said, you don't have to work, but here you are, mentoring us, helping everybody who is just getting into the business, and show them the vision, show them the dream, what's possible with Nu Skin, and giving us the confidence to believe that the company will always be there to back us up, that we can trust this company with our future, with our families, and really build the life of dreams that we truly deserve. And so I am so grateful for you for taking this time with us. And when you talked about this nonprofit for maternity for women, and Alan knows for years, I have discovered that my purpose is to do the same, but for women that are victims of violence, victim of domestic abuse, and being a victim myself before. And that is my dream. And I realized because of Nu Skin and this journey, I realized that is my purpose. And through this journey to grow myself, to become the leader that I'm meant to be, so that I can help other women to step into their leadership, to be powerful, to be confident, to be the leader that they are, and to be independent. and to not live in fear anymore. So thank you so much. And now you're giving me an idea how to make this happen. So thank you so much, Grace.
Yeah, awesome. So
You're
this
so
is great.
welcome.
This is Grace Delaney, our
Amazing
senior partner here. Sponsored Eileen Williams into the business, and Eileen and I worked for more than 3 years every day to build the markets that were brand new. Grace was having her kids at that time, and her second set of kids that time, and was retired. But you know what? I had tremendous training from you because of your audio tapes, and I got a hold of a set of audios. I don't know if it was Eileen. Maybe Eileen gave it to me, and I listened to them like 300 times.
Wow.
And that was the key. And even today's recording. But I just have one question for you. What allowed you to step forward even during the worst? I didn't even know until today that Eileen was the only executive that you had. I did not know that until just now. And so what allowed you to step forward in the business, even with those kinds of things? Because I think we all think like, yeah, everybody's doing so well, so everybody's going to do well. But we all know that everyone has gone through this roller coaster, right? So
Right.
what got you to stay with it? Or tell us what was your secret?
I don't know if there's a secret. I think, like everyone, you think you're going to go from like executive straight up to team elite, and it's just going to look like this. And in reality, it looks like this. And, for some people, it looks more like this. I think for me, in the thick of it, I just kept thinking, this is for my personal growth. Like, I wasn't ready for the success. And I think that, what you can conceive and believe you can achieve. We've all heard that. But I think for me, there was a caveat to it. What you can conceive and believe you can achieve when you're ready to receive. And
Yeah.
I just think for me, I wasn't ready to receive the success yet. I had to go through a lot of the refiner's fire in order to be the best person, because when you have success, you have to be responsible for that success. So I don't think I was ready to be responsible for it. I had a lot of maturing to do, and I just had some kind of awareness that needed to take place. And it's interesting because I went through a lot of personal development courses, through the landmark work and self-expression and leadership courses, and on and on and on. Right, like the 3 years before I became a Blue Diamond. That's how I was spending my time. I was working on myself. And so when the success came, I was ready to receive it and be responsible for it.
Yes,
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely.
We both are
Absolutely.
we totally agree with that.
Right?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it wasn't that there was something wrong with me. It was just that I needed to be prepared for what God had in store for me, which was to lead leaders. When you become a team elite, you're a leader of leaders. So it would be like trying to just go to boot camp and then become a 4-star general. No, you have to be, you don't become a 4-star general until you've been battle weary. And I really feel like the business is that way. And it doesn't mean everybody has to have huge hurdles. No, maybe people have had them in their life in other ways that prepares them to be a leader right out of the gates in the business. For me, I needed to go through some things. And so I couldn't look back with regret. But what pulled me through it all was that, hope springs eternal. That's a real saying. This business, through all of it, and it would take me days to tell the stories of what happened. The personal, not just the business hurdles, but the personal hurdles, the losses in the business, you know, magnified by personal losses that took place. I lost my dad and my brother my first 6 months in the business. My dad was my age, 62, which makes this year like very poignant for me. And I think what I saw with that was that we cannot waste time. We have to go for it in this business because time is precious, life is precious. And if you aren't like pedal to the metal, going for it in life, embracing opportunity like this and really going for it, what's your option? You know, if you look around you and you say, if I don't do this, if I don't take action with this, what are my options? To keep putting one foot in front of the other and going back and forth to a job you don't love, or to be 100% tied to the creation of your income through your business. So for me, I think what happened was the business just continued to put this hope out there in front of me, that I knew that as long as the company was here and the opportunity was here, and I continued to see the success of others, I knew I had to keep going. I knew that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when and when I was ready. So
Exactly.
that's what pulled me through it.
Wow, that's so brilliant, right? That's,
Exactly.
both of us are just astounded how
Precisely
it is with us as well.
when
Yeah.
we're ready to receive. Thank you, Grace.
And I was just add that, you know, don't judge. Like if somebody does make it quickly, you have no idea what they have gone through.
Yes,
Like for 10 years before.
Exactly.
Like somebody make it in like 1 year, or like Dean Wynn, he makes it so quickly, but he went through 19 years of network marketing, you know,
Insurance company.
with an insurance, you know, deal. And, you know, I mean, that was really difficult. And Terry too.
Not to mention coming over as a
the refugee.
I mean, hello, we didn't have to do that. You know, we grew up in America. Hello.
Yeah.
You know, look what he had to go through. For sure.
Yes, and so I just want to remind everybody, don't judge like yourself against somebody else, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's completely not worth it, because you have your own journey to go through.
Yes.
Just go through the journey and try to live the best you can while you're in the journey.
Right.
Like, I mean, we could easily have a lunch in the house or whatever, but have some fun every now and then. Do your business and show a little style while you're doing your business, and teach your team how to do it. So anyway, thank you, Grace.
Thank
We
you so much.
totally appreciate you. And
We love you so much.
we love
Grace.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and good luck, everybody. And hey, Alan's got it right there. Alan and Rose have it. Just have fun. At the end of the day, that's kind of our mantra with our team here in the U.S., because if it's not fun, people are not going to do this. And if you don't look like you're having fun, people are not going to want to follow you into it. So enjoy the journey. I believe in every one of you, and thank you for your leadership. Alan and Rose, you're amazing. Take care.
Love
Thank you so much.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. What a great guest speaker today.
Yes.
Irene and Jim, thank you
Thank you so much, everybody.
We should always thank Irene for scheduling these incredible guest speakers.
Thank
And
you,
Jim,
Irene and Jim.
Hazelton, amazing.
Amazing.
All right, if you could unmute us. And thank you, translators, for the beautiful translation today.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Have a good
Enjoy
day,
the
guys.
lunch. Alan and
Thank
Rose.
you.
Thank
Cool,
you for
cool.
the lunch, everybody.
Super exciting.
Now, there's the urgency.
Thank you so much.
It was beautiful. Thank you.
Gracias.
My goodness.
Bravo,
Beautiful
bravo.
lunch.
I don't know how to. Here we go.
I got it.